if you've been in the business of civilizing people, what in the hell has gone wrong in America today? Cultured America, filled with disease, more insane asylums than any country on earth, because you got more nuts in America. More mentally unstable, imbalanced people. But you are the citadel of democracy, the base of Judeo-Christian values. What has happened to you?
Hello brothers and sisters, I really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you are watching me from now. Louis Farrakhan has played a very significant role and often very controversial in the American history. Now, he has been calling out the Black Americans to unite, and at the same time, he has been calling out the Western systems for the oppression and the pain they have inflicted on the Black community for years. Now, in this video, he calls out the US government and he warns them that the God's wrath has befallen the United States of America, and they are here to see change things if they do not change their ways and stop oppressing and inflicting pain on the Black community. Let's watch this video, then have a really quick discussion at the end of it. Thank you so much.
God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for homosexual practice. What has happened to America? That it's wrong now to stand up for what God said we should be. Yes, sir. That's right. It's wrong. If you say, no, I don't like that lifestyle, because God said he don't like it. Right. He calls it in the Quran an abomination. Yeah. He says in the Quran, what is this? A male coming to a male with lust as he should come to the female. That's a legitimate question. What is wrong? And if we take a position that is God's position, you say Farrakhan is homophobic. Yeah, that's what they say. Whatever that means. Yeah. Keep that truth. Keep that truth. Yeah. We didn't say we don't love our homosexual brother and sister. Yes, sir. We love them. That's right. That's our flesh and blood. Yes, something went wrong. Yes, God wants to make it right. Yes, you said, no, we went wrong for trying to be normal. Country's going to hell. And somebody has to rescue her. Clinton can't do it. He may want to, bless his heart. God has never sent politicians to straighten out moral dilemmas. That's right. Because the moral dilemmas usually come about because politicians bow to that which is popular, not that which is right. I can't speak against something that's wrong, even though it's wrong. If the masses want it and I want to be voted into office, I can't speak. Well, I can't be a politician. To my political brothers and sisters, I love you for your job, but my job is a little different. That's right. I ain't got nobody to please but God. I wasn't voted into office and can't be voted out. I like that. I like that. Because now I don't have to speak out of both sides of my mouth. I can speak straight words. And that's what the Quran says to the messenger. Speak straight words. Don't talk around the subject, talk to it. So that there's no problem in the people understanding what you say. What's the problem in American society? Let's get down to business. The problem is that rebellion to God has killed the vital life principle, which is life on the spiritual plane. I'm going to say it again. Rebellion to God has killed the life principle that gives you life on a spiritual plane. And when you are dead on the spiritual plane, then morally you have no rudder to guide your morals. And therefore, when you're dead spiritually, you become dead morally. And when you're dead spiritually and morally, then the very vital principle of life itself is of no value. So then life is measured in terms of what it means for my vanity. I want a car. I ain't got no money. Damn, they just pulled up in the gas station with my car. When they get out to get the gas, I'm gonna get my car. They don't care about right or wrong because spiritually they're dead. Morally they're dead. They have no sensitivity for what is right and what is wrong. This is what's wrong with America, and this is what's wrong with the world. You can't put the blame on Farrakhan. He's anti-white. He's anti-Semitic. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I want to say to this beautiful audience, I would be a fool to hate somebody for the color of their skin. I would be a fool to dislike somebody because of their faith tradition. There are Muslims in this audience. There are Jews in this audience. There are Christians in this audience. What man that's got sense would say to a believing Christian, I don't like you because you're a Christian? What man or woman that has sense would say to a Muslim, I don't like you because you are a Muslim? And what person would sense would say to a Jew, I don't like you because your faith is Judaism? That is a fool. And I'm not a fool. But, uh-oh, here it come now. Somebody's butt got in the way. But, labels can confuse you. Imagine if you went in the store to buy a bottle of wine, and the label said wine, but when you put it to your lips after you unsealed it, say wine? So it's not what you call yourself. That's right. It's what you are. I can call myself a Muslim. I'm making me a Muslim because I call myself that. That's right. Go ahead. A Muslim is not one who goes to the mosque. That's right. A Muslim is not one who prays to Allah. A Muslim is one who submits A Christian is not one who goes to church. A Christian is not one who tithes. A Christian is not one who sings in the choir and says, Jesus saves. A Christian is one whose life has been crystallized into oneness with God and is a follower of the example of Jesus Christ. That's a Christian. A Jew is not a person who goes to the synagogue. A Jew is not a person who observes the high holidays of Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah. A Jew is not one who visits the Wailing Wall and says prayers. A Jew is one who has submitted to follow the law laid down by the prophets that God sent to Israel. If you follow that law sent down by Moses and the prophets, you are a righteous Jew. And if you follow the example of Jesus Christ, you are a righteous Christian. And if you follow the sunnah of Prophet Muhammad, you are a righteous Muslim. And righteousness plus righteousness equal righteousness. Then Muslim, Christian, and Jew can walk together in the light of righteousness. But if I use my Islam as a shield and carry on unrighteous practice in the name of Islam, as some Muslims have done, and are still doing, and if I use Jesus Christ and Christianity as a label, but I'm not living up to the principles that that man taught, as many Christians have done and are still doing. And that's why we were brought to America. We weren't brought to America by so-called righteous people. They call themselves Christians. But they didn't mind enslaving a whole people. You can't hide under the label of Israel or Jew if you're not living up to the law of God. Then the law will be your condemnation. So it ain't what you say you are, it's what you really are. And how do we know what you really are? Jesus said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Now take the thoughts out of your mind and lay them on the table. And examine your thoughts and compare your thoughts to what Jesus and the prophets taught. And then tell me who you are. Do you know why God brought destruction on the people in the days of Noah? The scriptures of the Bible teach because the thoughts of their heart was continually to do evil. I don't care what they called themselves. They had religion back there too. How can we tell that the thoughts that we think, the imaginations of our hearts, are continually to do evil? Because evil is prevailing in the world. In spite of the fact that you say you're a Muslim, and you say you're a Jew, or you say you're a Christian, and others say they're Shinto or Buddhist or Hindu or Baha'i or Jehovah's Witness or whatever your faith tradition is, in spite of it, evil prevails in the world. A mosque on the corner, a church on the corner, dope and prostitution and vile behavior running all in the street, and the mosque and the church and the school have no power to stop the evil. Why? Because the mosque, the church, the synagogue have become the same as what the street is. Yeah. That's pretty rough, ain't it? Yes, it's true. You bury yourself in your sanctimonious BS. Wrap yourself up in your little rituals as though that's going to protect us from the wrath of God and a world gone to hell and your hypocritical, self-righteous behavior.
Talk to us. Talk. Straighten us out.
We in the church freakish. Talk to me. Men marrying men and it's sanctified by so-called men of the cloth. Fornication and adultery is not just in the street, it's running rampant in the church, in the mosque, in the synagogue. Don't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. The whole damn thing ain't worth nothing. It's become a sanctimonious show of the #1 BS artist in the world. Dress up in your robe, have your cross, and robbing and lying and cheating the people, sucking the blood of the poor in the name of Jesus, in the name of Moses and the prophets, in the name of Muhammad. I'm not wrong. The world is wrong. The world has gone crazy because the world has rebelled against God. 3 days before the bombs fell on Iraq, I was in Baghdad as the guest of Saddam Hussein. 700 ulama, or scholars of the Islamic world, had gathered in Baghdad. They assumed, rightly so, that America would bomb. And they were trying to fire up the Muslims throughout the world, that they would attack American installations throughout the world. This was going on in Baghdad. I'm sitting in the conference. They wanted Farrakhan to speak. One of the first times in my life, I really didn't want to talk. I said this was too deep. This scene was too deep and too heavy. I just wanted to be quiet and get out of town. My son-in-law, the chief of staff of the nation, he said, "Brother, you have to say something." He and my son behind me, they prevailed. They said, "Dad, you got to say something." I said, what am I going to say in the midst of this madness? I mean, they talking about bombing this, pulling down that, destroying this. Jihad. I had heard Saddam Hussein the day before talking about they were lying down in the sand, hiding. And that when the Americans came, they would come up out of the sand. And all the Arab world, I mean, they was on fire. You know, the mother of battles, you know, about to take place. I knew this was madness, you know. I said, what could I say to these people? So finally, I decided I would speak. And as God is my witness, I could not sugarcoat truth. Just as I'm speaking to you, and I speak frankly what I think and feel and believe, I had to say the same in Baghdad. And I told the Muslims there, I said, you are not in trouble because America and the United Nations forces have gathered in the Gulf against you. You're not in trouble because of the presence of Israel. You are in trouble because the Muslim world has deviated from the path of Prophet Muhammad. Now listen. When I said that, a hush came over the audience. Who is this upstart from America? He's not in the flow. They were saying holy war. And I said, holy war is not for Saddam Hussein. Holy war is for Allah. And only Allah can declare holy war. The holy war that Muslims are engaged in is the eternal struggle to overcome the weakness of self. And listen now, this is the second in command is sitting right down in front. And all the Muslim scholars, the revolutionary ones, are there. And I said, my brothers from America are sitting in the Gulf, ready to go to war against you. I said, they're not here because they hate you. They're here because they couldn't find no jobs in America. And they didn't want to sell drugs. That's right. So they joined the army because the army gave them a salary. And President Bush has sent them now into the Gulf to fight you. I said, they're my brothers and they're Christians. And I love them. I said, you are my Muslim brothers. And I love you. And now my brothers are poised on both sides to destroy each other. Listen now. I said, make no mistake about it, President Bush is not going to back down. And from what I have heard, Saddam Hussein is not going to back down. So the two forces are about to clash. And you can't pull Allah's name down on you. And it will, or you invoke his name and think that he'll be with you. When all the other time you're not serving him. I said, you call King Fahad of Saudi Arabia a hypocrite, Mubarak of Egypt a hypocrite. You said the Saba family in Kuwait the man had so many wives, and 140 of them, and children all over the place. And he saw one fine looking girl and he wanted to marry her, and they said, oh no, you can't marry her, that's your daughter. This is what they were saying to each other. I said, but who is worse? A man that got 140 wives, or a man that leads Muslims into war with Muslims, and 1 million or more of Iraqi and Iranian Muslim youth lie dead because of the foolishness at the top? Yeah, I said it. That's right. I said, so yesterday's hypocrite is today's believer.
Hello, brothers and sisters. I really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you are watching me from now. I've been talking about how the black people in the diaspora can come together and unite. Both the foundational black Americans, the African Americans, and all those groups of blacks living across this world. When I talk of blacks, I mean those living in the Caribbean, those living in Latin America, in Europe, and everywhere else the black people have occupied. Now, this is a very good time to talk about the achievements of the black people and how the systematic oppression and racism has opened our eyes on how to think and view things in the same way. Now, I'm very, very glad to share this video of Louis Farrakhan, the leader of Nation of Islam, who is at this moment very old, but he has been doing a very good job over the years, and we need to acknowledge some of his good things that he has done before he aged. Now, I'm very glad to share that Louis Farrakhan is one of the few leaders who have been talking about or advocating against social oppression of the black people across the world. He has been talking about how Africa has been oppressed, how the Caribbean has been oppressed, and how the continued oppression of the people in the United States of America and across the globe. Now, Louis Farrakhan has been calling out major groups and systems of the world that have seen the oppression of the people of the black community ongoing for the longest time. However, Louis Farrakhan has also been teaching the black nation on how to live between themselves. He has been calling out the black community to embrace spiritual discipline and identity. Now, under his leadership in the Nation of Islam, Louis Farrakhan has emphasized that the black community must embrace the black pride, self-respect, self-discipline, and independence from white-dominated situation or institutions. Now, he has offered alternatives on how we can be doing these things and on how we can be seeking redemption, and especially from prisoners and addicts. Now, Louis Farrakhan must actually be given his flowers. He has been talking about how the black community has been abusing drugs and how the systems have forced our own people to these situations, that these drugs are only being sold or circulated in black dominated states. And for this reason, he sees this as a threat, maybe to eliminate and alienate the black community from the rest of the people, because when there is a lot of crimes, this is when people use a lot of abuse drugs, this is when we see a lot of crimes, and this is when we see the profiling of the same groups of people. And for this one reason, we might have a larger group of people who are suffering from mental illness or mental issues. For this one reason, they will be less productive. And this is why Louis Farrakhan was calling and has been calling out the black community to say no to these systems that are forcing them to using the drugs that affect their productivity in the US and across the world. Now, this is one of the major things that Louis Farrakhan has been calling out. And I remember in one of his most viral videos, Louis Farrakhan has been calling out the US government and the FBI, the security department, on why they are letting drugs to circulate in black states, in Texas, and many other states that are Minnesota and many other states that are black dominated. I feel like sometimes we only give flowers after people have left us, after people have passed away or passed on. I mean, that's when we start recognizing the works they did. I'm sure by the time Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King were living, no one could dare give them their flowers. But after they left us, we are now praising them for whatever we did. But it is time we should unite and realize that we still have some people who can talk about the black problems, the black oppressions that has been done for a very long time on our people. Now, Louis Farrakhan has been talking about the social oppression, and he has been talking against the social oppression that is been taking place over time. He has been saying that this is the time we should come together, that we should actually uphold our own morals. Let's not copy the Western culture that has derailed the good morals that the black people have been having for years. And he has been condemning the systematic racism taking place in the United States of America and across the world. Now, he has been very, very consistent. He has been consistently talking about this for a very long time, and he has been talking about brutality, police brutality, that has seen a lot of black people suffer in the hands of the security system just because of their color. And he has also been talking about the mass incarceration of the black community, that a lot of the black community has ended up in jail for things that they did not do. He has been calling out the US government to look into these matters. He has also been so keen on warning the black community that they should be so careful because they are being pushed to the edge, and they should actually open their eyes so wide so that they should see who is coming and why these systems were not meant to serve them. That even when you have a black president, he will not serve you. He's going to serve them the interest of the white majority who have put, or the systems that have placed him in power. So it is for this reason that Louis Farrakhan has been consistently calling out the black leaders and the black community to realize that nothing good is coming if they do not fight for it. Nothing good is coming if they are not going to take a very keen warning and caution of whatever is being planned against them. Now, he has been a good voice for the voiceless for a very long time. And while he has been having so many controversies, the controversies, some of which has placed him on a very bad light, but some of these controversies have brought out the good out of him, that the people could see, and the people have been seeing how the systems have been set to make them not to grow financially, not to grow socially or economically, that the capitalism kind of system has made the black community to lose it, because people have to work 4 to 5, 3 to 4, 3 to 4. People have to work for many hours to bring food on the table. Some of the black community have to work 3 to 4 shifts to put some money on the table and to put food on the table and to pay bills, to pay the mortgage, And this is not sitting well with most of the people. He has been encouraging the black community to come together, just as Latinos have come together. They come all the way from Latinos have come all the way from Mexico and all these other countries just to dominate over the black people. Now, he has been calling out the voiceless people in the society, and he has been talking on their behalf. He has been addressing grievances that many leaders were too afraid to confront by that time. And this is why I actually say we must give Louis Farrakhan his flowers, because he has been doing some good economic empowerment initiatives in the US. Now, he has been campaigning for Buy Black, and this was a campaign that was meant to improve or to support black businesses, that if you're black, you must buy from black, that you don't just go to black shops or black stores when you don't have money. That he was arguing out that time that you have money, please make sure you visit a black store and buy something, so that you may empower your fellow black man. Now, he has been promoting this black economic independence, urging black people to support black owned businesses and build their own economic institutions and forums, so as to reduce dependency on the white systems. Now, he has actually been advocating for economic blueprint that he launched. He even went ahead to launch an initiative to encourage black Americans to contribute $0.35 a week, which will go into a fund to purchase land, build businesses, and invest in agricultural and agriculture and industry, and some good industries that will make sure that the black people are growing financially. Louis Farrakhan has also been doing the Million March, some political mobilization and unity. And this includes the Million March that was done in 1995, where he was calling out the black community to march to Washington, D.C., so that they can actually give out their grievances directly to the White House. Now, perhaps these did not happen as he wanted or as he anticipated, but Louis Farrakhan must be remembered that he has been doing a lot for the black community. Now, he has also been calling out for the atonement, reconciliation, and responsibility of the black people. Now, he has also been giving moral support, social and political transformation to the black community. He has been telling them that you as a black man, you as a black woman, you must be responsible. Do not let your children to go to the streets. Do not let your children to be used by these governments. Do not let your children to actually use or abuse drugs, because this is going to mess up with their productivity. They are not going to be to be good enough to the society, or they are not even going to be good enough to feed you when you will be old enough, maybe not to have the same energy to go and hunt. I mean the hunt to mean to bring food on the table. And this has been seen as a very good thing, because many people have learned from Louis Farrakhan from time to time, from his teachings, from how he has been doing things. Louis Farrakhan has been inspiring a lot of people, because this is the only way we can do these things with a lot of easiness. If we only knew how good it is maybe to have such a leader, we could not be playing around, because Louis Farrakhan has had some global influence and outreach, and he has been going ahead preaching about the black culture, preaching about the black people coming together and the unity of Africans and the diaspora as very, very key to our success. He has even been calling out the US government for the interference it has been having on the African continent. You remember when Muammar Gaddafi was taken down, Louis Farrakhan did make a lot of noise, because he felt like that was very unnecessary to take down a black leader just because of speaking the truth and helping his own people. So we really need such good leaders at the moment, because we are having a scarcity of one. We do not have leaders who can now come out and speak and confront Donald Trump, confront the Western systems for whatever they are doing in Africa, and how they have been using the criminal justice systems to oppress black people across the world. Now, This is very key because it leaves a legacy of a man who has fought for his people for a very long time. Thank you so much for having taken the time to watch this video. Brothers and sisters, I appreciate, and how I wish we could be sharing these very good insights of Louis Farrakhan and many other good leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. And yes, the one and only Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, all those people who tried to change the fate of the African people and the black community. Thank you so much. See you in our next episode.